Nobody knows about this yet. I felt really like behind in life. Now, mind you, I was fatter in high school. Girl, I'm unemployed. You guys are the first to know. And it is stressful. Still dealing with acne. I'm kicking myself, just have a lot of tea. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I realized I've never done a proper sit down / introducing myself type of video. I also just have a lot of tea and juicy things that I want to tell you guys. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Anna. I make YouTube videos right here on this channel. Kind of in the middle of a rebrand, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video, but I make content mostly centering wellness, fitness, lifestyle, beauty, fashion. I do post on other platforms as well, but I also have a second Instagram. Put it right here on the screen. Nobody knows about this yet, not even my friends, family, my man. So you guys are the first to know. It's still in the works, but it's kind of like a girly, feminine mood board type of page. Just another creative outlet for me, but also maybe one day a podcast? I don't know yet. I haven't figured it all out. But something that's really important to me as I'm building my platform is that we're actually building a community and a space that we can bond and actually interact with each other and talk and just like actually get to know each other. But I realize that kind of starts with me actually facilitating that. So I'm basically just gonna get ready and yap away. A little bit of a self-centered moment, so I apologize. But hopefully this will help us get to know each other better, because I also do have questions for you guys at the end. There's also a hidden question somewhere in this video. So if you're a real one and you watch the whole video, then you're in for a little surprise. To start off, we should probably get the basics out of the way. I'm 25 and based out of Virginia. I am one of 3 children from the amazing Chip and Jana themselves. I am the baby girl, so I have 2 older brothers. The eldest is married and they have 2 beautiful girls who I am honored to be able to say that I am their aunt. They're so amazing, and I hope years on the line, if they ever watch this video, that they know how much I love them and just how amazing they are. I am currently engaged to the love of my life, Patrick Johnson. I am so excited to be Mrs. Johnson. We are currently in the thick of wedding planning, and it is stressful. When people used to say wedding planning was stressful, I never really understood what they meant. I was like, why would it be stressful? Why would you let it get to you like that? Like, isn't it something that's just supposed to be fun? And I'm really trying to not let it get to me, but I kind of understand now, because you have so many choices. It really is your wedding. You can do whatever you want at your wedding. What you want it to look like, how much money you want to spend, how much money you don't want to spend, your colors, who's in it, who's not in it, your vendors. The sky is really the limit. And I think that's what makes it so stressful, is that there's just so many choices and decisions that have to be made. But once it's all figured out, we'll just enjoy it and have the magic of the day. I'm not getting ready for anything in particular. I'm just kind of exploring with makeup and seeing how much of a full coverage look I can do with the makeup that I have. We met July 7th of 2023, and I know that date specifically because I was working at Planet Fitness at the time, and he was a regular that would come in all the time, sometimes twice a day. I posted a more in-depth story of how we met on my TikTok, but we went on our first date and we have been inseparable since. I have a lot of advice I wish I could give my younger self when it comes to dating or just men in general. So possible podcast episode, maybe? Again, I don't know. I want to build more of a platform on this channel and then kind of see where it goes. We currently live together, but we live with his family. His dad was nice enough to let us rent out a space to live and save money, because where we live, to get a decent apartment in an income restricted apartment, it was still like $2,100 a month. Yeah, no. So we're just staying here for now and trying to save as much money as we can. Sometimes I felt really like behind in life, or like we're not independent enough. I don't know. Overall, just like guilt, I guess. Especially because I once had my own apartment, but it was way cheaper where I was. So coming from that to living with somebody else's family, it was definitely an adjustment. But then I just remembered that it's very common for people to live with their families, even extended families, all in one house in other cultures. And you really do just have to do what works best for you and what makes you the happiest for whatever point of life that you are in. My fiance reminds me all the time that you can't be so concerned with how your life looks to other people. Like, that can't be the basis for how you live, because it's not their life, it's yours. So now you're probably wondering, what do you do for work? Girl, I'm unemployed. Yes, I quit my job back at the end of October. Essentially, thank you to my man.
And my man. Thank you to my man.
He got a new job and he was like, you know what? Why don't you quit your job? Why don't you take a break and pursue social media? And at first I was like, no, that's dumb, because we don't have our own place. Like, people are gonna judge. Like, I need to just stay working and we can stay and get our own place. Like that's like the best order to go about things. But then again, you can't live your life based off of how it looks to other people. And I realized he was right, and I should just pursue this and go for it and try. Even if it doesn't work out, then I at least can look back and say that I tried. But it will, because I'm literally delusional and determined to build a successful channel. You know what they say, stay delulu until it becomes becomes true Lulu. Here I am making my YouTube videos. I'm hoping to start posting twice a week just to really grow the channel. I think I'm gonna go on with the second layer of this. Now, if you look at my previous videos, you see that they are very gym, fitness, discipline focused. As I said earlier, I'm kind of rebranding myself. I'm on this reclaiming my feminine energy kind of journey right now. I grew up always wanting to be that girl. I grew up overweight. I was the girl who always had a ton of acne, and I never really got that much attention from boys. Like, I was that girl that never got asked to a formal. I never got asked to a homecoming or a dance. I never really had a boy like me enough to really pursue me in high school. And I didn't have my first kiss or boyfriend until I was a freshman in college. And while that is fine, like, it is what it is, it also isn't. Having crushes that don't give you the time of day, especially when you're a young girl going into womanhood, let's just say it builds character. And then when I went to college, I studied exercise physiology. I originally wanted to get my master's degree in athletic training, and they said that that was like the best undergrad to do for their program, so I chose it. And don't get me wrong, I loved my studies. I loved where I went to college. I had a great time. But being in a athlete, exercise heavy major, and just being in college, you know, most college kids, you don't wear super cute outfits or girly outfits to your classes. At least not in the classes that I was in, because you need to be in clothes that you can physically move around in. You're doing lab. And once I started getting into the gym around my junior year of college, I just started dressing more sporty and wearing athleisure all the time, rather than really putting in that effort just to keep my femininity and just doing things that made me feel girly. And in that, I lost my just sense of femininity, which is a really hard thing to experience being 25 and feeling like I'm supposed to be in these young, fun, flirty, feminine years of my life, and yet I feel so behind, not feminine, still dealing with acne, just like I haven't come into womanhood yet. And then also being in the gym and getting a bit more muscle, it does, not saying that being muscular is masculine, but for me, that change in my physique, it wasn't even my physique. It's more just the way that I started to dress. I felt more masculine than I did feminine. Not like a man, but just like sporty, chill girl instead of like feminine, girly girl. And then here's where I really did myself a disservice. My senior year of college, my last semester, I decided that I wanted to get a real job. Because at this point, all my friends are going to master's programs, all of them have jobs lined up, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I applied for a job at the local hospital, and I got it. And that kind of opened the gateway of me working some different healthcare jobs and getting my own apartment. Well, when it came time that I didn't want to work in healthcare anymore, I needed to work 2 jobs just to balance out all the finances and pay bills. And most mornings I would get up at like 4 in the morning to get ready for the first gym job, work the front desk, then go and work as a fitness coach. Then I would leave that job, have a 1-hour break for lunch, go home, change, and then go to my second gym job. So your girl was hustling Monday through Friday, over 60 hours a week. Gotta do what you gotta do, you know? I also think at that time we were kind of selling this idea of like hustle culture and grind culture. You know, the whole how bad do you want it? If you really wanted it bad enough, you would be getting up at 3 in the morning, which I'm so glad that we're coming out of that. But being in that state of constantly worrying about money and hustling and just exhausted and really just trying to make it, and also at the same time trying to pursue social media and like get that stuff off the ground, it does kind of harden you in a way, and it does make you more masculine. At least it did for me. Not to mention, I also was living in a city that it wasn't the best area. I had no friends around. I had no family around. So being my own protector and provider and caretaker and homemaker and all of that together, it does wear on you. And not to mention, again, despite working 2 jobs, it's not like I had a ton of money. So I didn't really get to splurge on like fun things or clothes. Some of my shirts in there, I still have shirts from high school. Now, mind you, I was fatter in high school, so of course they still fit now after I've lost weight. But the point that I'm trying to make is that most of my clothes are older. Like, I've never really put the time and energy into my wardrobe, and that's something that I want to change. I want to discover my style. I want to come into womanhood. I want a signature perfume scent. I want to do my makeup every day because it makes me feel good. I want to feel womanly. I want to give off elegant, womanly vibes. You get me? So my new content is going to be focused on that. More self-care, wellness, taking care of yourself, putting yourself as your priority, and overall just living a softer life. Don't be wrong. There's nothing wrong with hustling. There's nothing wrong with being a businesswoman. There's nothing wrong with getting an education. There's nothing wrong with any of that. And I'm so glad that I went and I did what I did because it shaped who I am and it led me to where I am. But at the same time, if I obviously could give advice to my younger self and just other girls, that don't burn yourself out in pursuit of trying to make your life look a certain way, like it's not worth it. So as I'm entering this era of living a softer life and embracing the feminine things, I love all things pink, like a super light ballet pink. I love Pinterest. I love just like feminine, cutesy, curated things. I love having an aesthetic environment, and when things just look pretty, I don't know, it just makes me feel really good. I believe in a good environment, a good mood. Kind of like when you feel good, you do good. I also really love classical stuff. My mom's favorite movie is Pride and Prejudice. As I've gotten older, I can appreciate that movie more, and just like that time period, kind of the Bridgerton time frame, just like the dresses that they wear, their life, they're all so feminine and dainty. It was really about being like poised. I just think that that's so interesting and something that, like, obviously I don't live in that time frame, so not everything applies, but incorporating like some of that still into my daily life. I also love having classical music or like slow jazz music playing. I think it's very calming and gives that like old money kind of vibe, which is another thing that I love. I love the Bridgerton aesthetic, but when it comes to decorating my house and like curating a vibe, I love that old money, Ralph Lauren, Nancy Meyers kind of vibe going on. My dream is to one day have a big, beautiful estate with a beautiful White House. Anything that is just timeless and elegant, I love. Especially when it comes to fashion, I love the balance that a lot of women had when it came to dressing themselves, because they looked so sexy and confident and elegant, and was very much kind of knew how to tease, but at the same time are still so modest and aren't having to show off like lots of skin and lots of cleavage to achieve that look. There's just something about a timeless, elegant woman that just, I will always turn my head. Kind of go off of the music thing. I love music. I definitely got that from my mom. She loves music as well. There's just something about a good beat that makes me want to dance. Well, I did dance. I danced for like 12 years of my life. I danced in college, but that's probably why, because to this day, if I hear a good song in my brain, I will start like choreographing movements to the song. I would love to be able to find an adult dance group. There's unfortunately just not really many around where I live, but my dream is one day. I do also love to sing, although I'm not a good singer. But when I was younger, I was in a little choir group called Super Singers in elementary school. It was really fun. I was in choir in high school. Again, I wasn't very good, but I did enjoy it, and I love singing now, and sometimes I tell myself that if I practice really hard, maybe I'll get really good and have a singing career. Again, delusional. But you know what? The delusion helps keep life fun. My favorite artist is Ariana Grande. I've also really been loving Sabrina Carpenter, and my all-time favorite band is Maroon 5. I overall just love everything very like artsy and being creative. I'm not very good at eyeliner, so please do not judge me. I'm just having fun right now. Ever since I was little, I have loved doing creative things. I remember specifically in kindergarten when we had like indoor recess, we had like different stations and you could choose what you were gonna go and do. And I always went and picked the arts and crafts table. And I remember because some of the other kids would get mad that we were always at the table. It was for the creative baddies. They just didn't see the vision yet. But I started making YouTube videos when I was like 13. I'm kicking myself that of course I didn't keep doing that YouTube channel, but I have just loved doing creative artsy things, making videos, taking fun photos, photography. In middle school and high school, I always took some sort of art class because I loved drawing and coloring and sketching, painting and clay making and all the things. Got really into photography in high school. I, on a whim, just decided to buy an expensive camera and started loving taking that thing everywhere with me, despite how clunky the camera is. But it's just fun to record memories, I think. I also love cats. I have a cute little orange tabby cat. Put him here. His name is Henry. Technically Prince Henri Francois. He's French, as so am I, and he definitely exudes Prince energy. I also love kids. My number one thing in life was to get married, be a wife, and have kids one day. And although I'm not trying to rush it, obviously I want to enjoy engagement and getting married, but I very much look forward to being a mom one day. If I wasn't ever going to pursue social media, I think I would either be a teacher or a nurse, something kind of like caregiver or caretaking role, but I am very happy with the path that I have chosen. Now the things that I want to know about you guys: what is your favorite color? What's your dream career? And your dream life aesthetic? Go ahead and put those in the comments below and I'll reply. This is the final look. I had so much fun talking with you guys. Hopefully this helps us get to know each other better and kind of show the direction that I'm moving the content of this channel in. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so we can be friends. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.